Welcome to Soul Wellness with Kristen, where we get into the nitty-gritty of various holistic modalities and explore exactly how they help you heal. I'm your host, Kristen, and I invite you to join me on this enlightening expedition where we explore the connection between mind, body, and spirit. In each episode, we'll talk in depth with holistic providers, medical professionals, therapists, and healers. Our goal is to empower you with knowledge, inspire you with stories of resilience, and provide practical tools that you can integrate into your daily life. So, find a comfortable space and join us as we explore the multifaceted world of holistic wellness. Get ready to learn how to improve every aspect of your life and simply feel good. The adventure begins now. Thank you for joining us. Today I am speaking with Dr. Eva Imperial, who is a primary care physician in the Lake Norman area, but serves patients nationwide. So welcome, Dr. Imperial.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here and talk to you.
I'm excited to have you too. You created an online business that anyone can use and order over 100 different types of lab work. That sounds really interesting, so I can't wait for you to tell us all about that. Tell us first the name of the business.
So the name of the business is iHealth, and that's IHLTH. So I'm Imperial, and it's all about your health, so we said iHealth.
Oh, nice. Okay, so what's the premise behind this business? Tell us. Anybody can use this website, correct?
Correct. Anybody can use it, so it's focused on providing lab services for anybody across the country that needs hormone testing, thyroid testing, and it's focused on saving people money and providing transparent lab services. So you will know exactly how much you're going to pay for your thyroid, your hormone panel, your wellness panel right on the website. There are no hidden fees.
That's amazing. And do you partner with certain labs in the area?
We do. So we are a CLIA certified lab, and also we have partnered with Quest and LabCorp, but we have amazing prices because of the way that we set up the business, because our purpose is patients over profits.
That's brilliant. So when somebody goes online and orders whatever kind of lab work, maybe they want to have their vitamin D level checked or magnesium level or something like that, they can go on, order this, and then it's going to send them to a local lab to get the blood drawn.
Yes. So even easier. Remember how if you go to the doctor's office or you need some lab work done, you got to go stand in line somewhere. Let's say you're going to use one of a standalone practice that may be overwhelmed with staff, overwhelmed with patients, not enough staff, but you may sit and wait and all you needed was a magnesium level or you needed a TB test for work or for school. You can just, from the privacy of your own home, order the labs that you want on the website. You'll get the receipt in there, and then a few minutes later, you'll get an order with instructions of how to schedule your appointment at the lab. You have 10,000 locations you can choose from across the nation, and you simply walk in, they draw your blood work or get your urine test, whatever's required for that test that you ordered, and then you get your results back within 3 to 4 days typically.
That's amazing. And then you can share that with your primary care, or this can be just for your information.
Absolutely.
Wow, that's amazing. So tell me how you're working with other physicians in the area and other providers, because I know there's an element to that as well.
There is. So we support companies and small businesses and practices to provide them the best prices because healthcare is expensive. So if you're a standalone practice and you're trying to get labs for your patient, the pricing that the lab is going to give you is going to be different than being able to participate in our network with iHealth because we're passing on the savings that we get onto the practices, onto the patients, onto the companies because healthcare is expensive. Deductibles are higher. Right? I mean, I don't know. I'll randomly ask my friends and say, do you know what your deductible is? Do you know what that means? Or how much you pay per month. People assume that just because you have insurance, everything is covered, and that is not true.
It's not true.
It's not.
So this is really nice on a transparency level. You know exactly what you're ordering and what you're paying for up front.
Absolutely. And I believe in it. We talk about healthcare transparency. When I go to the grocery store, I know exactly how much I'm going to pay for something. That's not healthcare.
Right. I feel like I already know the answer to this, but how did you get inspired to start this business?
I took care of a lot of patients, right? And they're sharing with me if they're in between jobs, or they're sharing with me their healthcare cost. To hear that somebody has to choose between groceries and medications, or they can't get that test right now because their child needs medications, it breaks my heart. We live in America. It should not be this way. So I really wanted to be able to save money for patients so they can get the tests that they need. Or I wanted patients to have access, or providers to have access to order labs that they typically would not be allowed to order if you're employed. Or you want genetic testing that is super expensive.
Right.
I'm passing those things on and making it accessible at good prices.
What are some of the most popular lab tests that you offer?
That's a great question. And it's interesting because we'll have people that will request certain labs and then I'll read into it. We have, but our most popular ones are the wellness panel. So that is the panel that almost every doctor orders at your annual physical. If you don't have insurance, these labs are typically $300. We've seen it anywhere from $300 to $558 is one that I saw yesterday, that someone shared their bill because their deductible was high or they didn't have insurance. So that is the wellness panel that includes your cholesterol, your kidney liver function, seeing if you're anemic or have any sign of blood infection or cancer, and then the thyroid, the basic thyroid test. That's one of the popular ones. We do have STD or STI test because sometimes people don't want to have to go tell their story if they were in a situation and they need testing. It's confidential, it's fast, you don't have to tell your whole story if you want to just get it done because you know you need it. The other testing that is super popular right now is some of the genetic tests.
I bet.
Like the MTHFR test, that's a test that tells you how you metabolize certain medications or how your body does and how to adjust for it. The typical Western medicine physician is probably not going to be as knowledgeable or be able to access that test. We've seen it online for as much as $599.
Wow.
And I think we have it on the website for a couple $100.
That's incredible. So it's not just blood testing. You can do a urinalysis as well.
Yes, so urine tests that are run on a urine, and I don't want to get too medical on you.
No, that's okay.
But if you think you have a bladder infection, you can get that test. Now, if you're in severe pain, this is not the place for you to go. We want you to go get treated and seen.
Right.
But if you want to know about your urine, if you want to know, we can do some STD testing like gonorrhea and chlamydia, trichomonas on a urine specimen. We can do drug testing. So we help a lot of employers access pre-employment drug testing nationwide. We can do that anywhere. So, you don't have to set up an account if you only have 50 employees. You can just go through us and we'll make it easy for you.
That's so nice. And there's no hidden lab fees. There's nothing that's going to come into your mailbox later and surprise you.
Correct. You should never get a bill from us. You pay for everything. So we accept all major forms of payment online, just like you're buying from Amazon or any Shopify. But we also have FSA and HSA. So if you have that type of benefit from your employer, you can use those cards. It was a little extra work to get to be able to accept FSA and HSA, but we've done that to help the patients because the FSA funds are use it or lose it.
That's incredible. I love how you have worked with some of our providers here at Soul Wellness. And like you said, anybody that is seeing clients that wants to run lab work can have lab work done through you. So our functional medicine practitioners can actually now order labs for their patients.
Right. And we've had patients that have ordered lab work and they've said, well, I really need this thyroid panel. My doctor won't order it for me. And we'll say, well, this is the panel that you want to order. This is the thyroid profile with you want the antibody test, you want the T3, T4, all of those things that your doctor may not be open to ordering. We can access it here. And there are instances where we've said, do you need a provider? oh yeah, but I need somebody who's going to listen to me. I need somebody. And you have created a network of providers who are open to listening for those that are struggling with nutrition,
right,
and weight and hormones. And you have it here.
Yeah. So let me get this straight. You see every order.
Yes.
It's amazing. So how can you order nationwide?
So we have a network of physicians that are contracted with us that have the license in the state to order. So we have to follow all those rules as a company. If you see a doctor in North Carolina, they should have a North Carolina license that's active. I have a doctor and ordering physician in every state.
Wow.
So that we can access, so that anybody can access those labs. And one reason it was important is because we have home kits. So if you can't drive to the doctor and you need your colon cancer screening, you need your A1C because you want to know if you're pre-diabetic or diabetic, if the post office can reach you, if FedEx can reach you, iHealth can reach you.
That's wonderful.
And you can do that test at home. You can do your colon cancer screening test in the privacy of your own home. The kit gets mailed to you with instructions, and we provide the shipping included, and it goes directly to the lab. It doesn't come to us. It goes directly to the lab that will process it, and then we release your results to you. So you own your results. You can share them with any provider that you want.
That's a beautiful thing. And then it sounds like you have some sort of customer support as far as if someone's trying to figure out what lab to order for themselves.
So we will get messages through email or through our portal. So when patients register for the website, there's a place where they can subscribe. They will get communications from us about specials that we might have, so they can register and subscribe, or they can use our chat portal, and sometimes they'll send a message over and say, do you have the Alzheimer's test that I read about in California? And we'll say, well, we don't, but if you want to have it, we'll put it on the website. It's on the website now. It's that APOE test that will tell you whether or not you're at higher risk of having Alzheimer's. It's a fascinating test that I didn't know. So we're one of the only companies that has it offered on the website that anybody can order.
So tell me, who's getting screened? Who's signing up for this lab test? Anyone?
So now that we've grown and gotten bigger, we used to know, because people would just text us and say, or text me and say, hey, I need to have my cholesterol done. Can you help me with that? Or, oh, I need a drug test for work. Can you help me with that? Well, now we get orders in where we don't know the people.
Right.
So we don't, and so once in a while we'll reach out and say, how did you hear about us? And maybe they'll say Instagram, or maybe they'll say, oh, we saw that reel that you did on the home kit. That's why I ordered it. But some of these people, we don't know the demographic of why they ordered through us and not their doctor. Yeah. I'd love to hear more about that.
I'm sure it's a cost savings and a privacy too. I mean, some of this stuff, it sounds like some of it is black and white, where it's a yes or no if I have this or I don't have this and I'm having my blood checked, or if it's a whole panel that maybe another provider needs to read the results and help guide. So
and a lot of people have just sent, a lot of physician friends of mine have shared the website with their patients because they know that we're going to be cheaper than the competitors out there. We know the pricing of what, if you walk into a lab or a hospital and you have no insurance or you have not so great coverage, we already know that we're 50% cheaper than all our competitors.
Wow, that's amazing.
And they can't tell you. So the part of the issue is, how do you prove that you're cheaper? So what we're seeing is, after the fact, how much people are getting billed for their labs, because they're never told. You can't go to most practices and say, I need to have my wellness. How much is it going to be for these labs? Find me a practice that can tell you.
Exactly.
And that's with or without insurance.
Exactly.
So once you get the bill, it's too late there. And if you don't pay it, you're getting sent to collections.
Right. So. And it could be a really ugly bill.
Right. And most of the bills are not correct. So you don't have to worry about that with us. You need labs done, you get them done, you pay for them. There are no hidden fees. We're working with a company that is trying to reduce healthcare costs for their employees and for the business. I said, well, how much are they charging you to draw the labs when your employees go and get lab work done? They were being charged $38. So there's a retail pharmacy that does visits and labs nationwide. I can't say their name, but we just found out that just to get your blood work done, you're there to see strep and you want to have a mono test done, or you want to add on a cholesterol test, just to get the lab fee done, for them to do the blood work, it's $38 to $58 for them to stick you. We include everything. You're not going to get that bill when you go to the lab.
Right. That's huge.
We're trying to save people money.
Yeah. And the convenience of this is amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We worked really hard to get the logistics down and to make it easy. People are busy. My patients that I saw when I had a local practice here, they're busy. They don't have time to sit in an office. And who has time? We have a lot of sales rep friends or pharmaceutical rep friends. They do not have time to go sit at a place because they need that TB test done.
Right.
And sometimes they want the 2-step and you got to go back. So you're paying for the visit. You're sitting in an office of sick people.
Yep.
If you get sick, then you're going to get exposed to the things. You're in the same waiting room. And the cost and wait when you could be visiting your practices, or you could be working, or you could take a moment to yourself. Who has time to wait 4 hours just to get a TB test done?
Right.
You can do one simple blood test through iHealth. It's accepted at every hospital, every employer, every school, and you don't have to wait.
Yeah, that to me is the biggest part of this business, because I think for myself, if I wanted to have lab work done, I'm thinking, I've got to go make an appointment with a doctor. I've got to wait for that appointment because it's going to be probably a few weeks.
Right.
And then you go, and then, he's going to order it.
You don't know how much it's going to cost.
Exactly.
And heaven forbid you take the time to go get it done and they say, your doctor didn't send the order.
Oh.
I know I sent the order when I do it, but I know that things happen. I know that the computer system, which is supposed to be perfect, and we rely on it every single second for everything at the pharmacy, at the lab, at the hospital that you had the x-ray or the mammogram order sent to. And the thing that I try that really it's hard. Healthcare is hard. But to go and take the time to get it done and they say they don't have your order, I know that someone is listening that has experienced that. And it's very painful. And to go to the pharmacy and say, oh, the doctor didn't send the order. Well, yeah,
happens
it did.
all the time. All the time.
How awful. Because then we get that one chance, right? That one opportunity. That patient took the time because they wanted to know if they were diabetic or if they had chlamydia, for example. You took the time to go. You had to. Women are better at utilizing healthcare than men, but the fact that you have that chance and you go there, do you think you're going to get frustrated? You're just going to go back home. You're not going to get your cholesterol done. You're not going to get your test done because they don't have the order. Because now you have to call the doctor's office and talk to somebody or leave a message, playing phone tag. Healthcare is the way that we have to navigate it right now. Is not easy. And you think about it, a lot of people quit healthcare because they got burned out.
I know.
So I just wanted to be able to make it easy and convenient for my busy customers.
Yes. Well, thank you for creating this, because what an amazing service to have.
Something like this you would think is supposed to cost you more, right? We've created it, so we made it easy. We're saving you time and money.
Right.
We probably could do more, but my mission was I want to help these patients.
Yeah.
It broke my heart to see bills that I know how much I'm able to provide them for, to see that they're paying 3 times as much for the same labs. Mm-hmm. That shouldn't happen. Because then you're not going to get them done. If you knew how much that bill was going to be ahead of time, you might not.
You wouldn't. I know you wouldn't. You would delay and delay and delay.
And why is that important to know your numbers? What if you had a family member that had a stroke or heart attack? you need to know your risk. You need to know what is your cholesterol, because then you can work on it. I had one patient that we learn from our customers, and that's what I love too. I'm like, why did they have that done? And I'll tell my operations manager, can you call them and say, why did they order that test? And one of them said, I wanted to apply for life insurance, and I know they're going to screen me for cholesterol, but if I do it now, then my rates are going to be higher or I'll get denied. So what they did was they go through us, because we don't sell any of our data. We don't sell any of our information like some lab companies do.
That's a great point. I'm so glad you're bringing this up.
So what we do is you're able to do it, and nobody knows that you tested through us unless you share it. So employers don't see it. Life insurance companies don't see it. You can do your labs so that you can make a change. So you can find out, I'm going to lose the weight. I'm going to go get my nutrition in order to make my labs better, and then go apply for your life insurance. And then the nurse can come to your house and draw your blood and things like that. Like we'll have people that order their own drug tests just to make sure that they're okay before they apply for a job, because maybe they've been out of work. Maybe someone gave them some CBD product or that they thought was THC free, but now if they fail that drug test, they're not going to be able to get a job. So you can test yourself on whatever you need. And then that way you have your numbers, you know your labs. So there are all kinds of reasons why people use us. But I think the main reason is they know that they're going to get their labs that they paid for in an efficient and cheap manner.
It puts the consumer in the driver's seat.
Well, we should always be in the driver's seat.
And we're not used to being in the driver's seat. I mean, really and truly. This is kind of nice to be able to take control of things.
I mean, healthcare is expensive, and the cost of having a business, as you know, is expensive. Just to be able to access healthcare in an easier way. If you didn't want, there are plenty of people that never answer the phone. They don't want to talk to somebody.
Right.
If you don't want to talk to anybody, you can use iHealth and order whatever your heart's desire, whatever you need, without having to talk to a single person. If you want to chat with us, it's available. If you want to email us, it's available. If you're a small business owner and you want to save on healthcare costs because you care about your employees, we will help you with that part to help save you money.
I love that. See, you're speaking my language. I don't have to talk to anybody. I can just go order it and do it, and it's done. I mean, that's amazing.
And without wasting your time or the frustration.
Absolutely.
So, life is already stressful enough. I'm trying to make it easy for patients.
Yeah.
And we don't hold on to your labs and play phone tag with you, and you have to, we make it easy to access those things. You don't have to call us for your lab results. Did my labs come back yet? Did my labs come back yet? We send them to you so that you can study them and bring them to whatever specialist needs them.
Right.
I mean, we have dermatology panels because those labs that they order are expensive. But I dare you to find a specialist that knows how much these labs are, whether you're seeing a rheumatologist, a dermatologist, let's say you're on Accutane, those are required labs. We've made it easy. I think it's $109 to get your lab panel done. That includes all the things that every dermatologist that prescribes Accutane, they want you to have it every single month. We made it easy.
I would love to know what they're charging their patients for that.
They're usually not. They're usually handing the order to the patient and saying, here you go, here's your order. You can go anywhere to get them done. You're going to pay even if your insurance, even if you use your insurance, it's going to be expensive. And you're not going to know for 3-4 weeks. So my analogy is when you go travel and you have to check a bag, right? Like, are you a person who checks a bag or do you lug it all on? I check a bag.
It depends on how long I'm going and how far away.
So when you check that bag, do they tell you how much it's going to be?
Right.
They do. It depends. Different airlines have different prices and different weight restrictions, things like that. But at least you know. Imagine if you checked that bag. You checked in, went down to Charlotte Douglas to check in, and they just took your bag and they said, 1 bag to check? Okay, ma'am, thanks. and you get a bill 3 to 4 weeks later, and it might be $30, it might be free, it might be $400. That's healthcare. Why is that?
Right. I know. It's the mystery. It's unfortunate too.
It is, because you're tied to paying it. If you don't pay a medical bill, back in the day, they used to make it so that you could do payment plans. You could pay $5 a month. No, now they are allowed to send you to collections. If you're trying to buy a house or you're trying to get your credit in order and you don't pay that medical bill, hospitals back in the day never sent people to collections, but because they are struggling financially due to the way that a hospital system has to fight insurance to get paid, they have to fight to get patients to pay their bills as well. They're trying to provide care to everybody. They have to be a business as well. Mm-hmm. But now the game is different because they will send you to collections.
That's rough.
It is rough.
Is there anything else you want to tell us about your business? It's a phenomenal concept. I love that you came up with this.
Well, I just wanted to help people. That is we've been friends for a while.
Yeah.
You know that I call it healthcare hack, and how do we make it better? Mm-hmm. How did I make it so that everybody can access it easier? How can I make it so that you know how much you're going to pay for a good quality service that I know that we're providing for people that need it? Otherwise, I wouldn't have lasted as long as we have. We're growing. So I want people to know that eye health is easy. You can follow us on the Instagram to learn about certain tests that you may not know about. So we're trying to put education out there. Mm-hmm. You can go straight to the website on ihlth.org and order your labs without having to talk to us. But there are no hidden fees. We're making it convenient, confidential, and easy for you to get quality labs anywhere in the country.
That is fantastic.
It's patients over profits. I mean, if everyone thought about healthcare in this way and put the patient first, maybe we wouldn't have as many problems as we have today in healthcare.
I agree with you 100%. Well, thank you so much for being with us. It's always a pleasure to see you and talk to you, and I just love that this business is taking off. I had no doubt that it would, because it's easy and convenient, and who doesn't like easy and convenient and affordable? So I really appreciate you taking the time to come and talk to us today.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. We'll do it again sometime.
We will. Lots to talk about.
That's right. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us on another enriching episode of Soul Wellness with Kristen. We hope the insights shared today have resonated with you, inspiring a deeper connection to your own journey towards holistic well-being. If you enjoyed today's episode, we invite you to subscribe, share, and reach out. Your feedback fuels our mission to bring you meaningful content that educates, empowers, and uplifts. Remember, you are a vital part of this community, and